Hello, Professor and classmates. I'm Carlos Hidalgo, and in this presentation, I'm going to discuss how The Selfish Giant by Oscar Wilde defied the morality of the Victorian society. To understand how it did so, it's necessary to put ourselves in context. Victorian literature had a tendency to criticize the duality of people. That is because the Victorian society liked to portray themselves as a morally perfect society while doing some damaging practices like segregating people depending on their socioeconomic factors or mistreating children. Children were almost slaves of education and labor. Those are situations that are still happening in today's society in some degree, but the difference is that now we can denounce them more freely. Unlike writers back then, they had to do it in a more subtle way. The New Directions period was a literary movement that happened within the Victorian period, where literary pieces started to be more focused on children, animals, and other fictional beings were the protagonists in these stories. However, social commentary is still there, lying underneath symbolism. In the case of The Selfish Giant, I would argue that the social commentary or criticism lies underneath the symbol of the giant. And I have two interpretations for this symbol. The first one is that it represents the selfishness of the upper class, as they excluded certain groups of people with certain socioeconomic characteristics, as I explained before. And my second interpretation is that the behavior of the giant represents the behavior and poor treatment of adults towards children. Both interpretations are supported by two other symbols, which are winter and spring. Winter is more associated with these feelings of loneliness and isolation and selfishness, while spring is more aligned with the innocence and pureness of children, as it can also represent the diversity that people with different realities can bring to one's life. So, those are some compelling reasons why one can think that this story of the selfish giant is a criticism towards the morality of the Victorian society. Thank you so much.